Such a foreign word to us. In a dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer,
Not necessarily. Even if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent is clear enough.
You're not wrong. Even if there are no... You are guests of the Oak family, so you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby.
Are you a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If we had a little more time, I could have even convinced her I was Shipe the Harmony. Then, on to the next order of business.
Memo Keeper of the Garden of Recollection. You stole a glance at me when you first entered the hotel. My dear, do you have a crush on me? Well then, see, I left a puzzle for you near OT Mall. Solve it and don't leave me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony...
There's actually more than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. The address that the mask gave you is right here. But you never would have thought such a direct act of provocation is enough to...
Madam, forgive me. I had no idea. I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of war.
What a frightened look you have.
Oh, seems like I can't escape.
Huh.
If there's anything you'd like to know, please.
Who was the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari collapsed on the spot and woke up from the dream.
Ooh, that sounds just like Sparkle. Her best at.
Who are those two, little guy?
Seems like the assailants stole the troop from... Those two have clammed up.
Looks like a puzzle that's...
Any leads yet?
This is a developing case, so they didn't even take the weapon.
Where's Mr. Shamar?
I'm afraid you can't. Be best not to bother him.
Oh, I'm afraid by the time we find...
Looks like we'll have to play this little... Yeah. Huh.
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the constable, Mr. Coldfeet. Why did you...
So they can talk after all.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you.
The Sparkle murder case?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other than the matriarch.
Oh, I guess Miss Sparkle has written herself into...
Never heard of it. Sounds made up.
Miss Sparkle was supposed to receive 3 valiant warriors at the Gold Town. Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer. My investigations discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort supply. They narrowly escaped and barely got...
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill...
Is the...
No, there can only be one murderer.
If you can't just...
Got it! Those 3 were all vying against each other to be numbered.
That actually doesn't...
Please begin your investigation. I've got the case file right here.
Huh.
Lady Black Swan, Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief lieutenants. Then there's Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as last of all comes right. This guy...
Hang on, I'm confused here.
What? Where did you...
Got it. But...
Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief... Then there's Zhongshan. Last of all comes right. That's all the intel we have on them.
Look!
Mr. Shamari...
Holy...
Miss Sparkle also used it.
I'm barely able to lift this using... Is that all the evidence? How are we... Oh, you scared me!
The two pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack on Shamari. But there are still
Isn't that a bit...
No. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding.
Seems quite nice of her, if you...
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investment. What's this little device here?
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. That's the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Miss Sparkle also has her own button. The second she pushes it...
That sounds like...
Correct.
Oh,
Aren't you going to ask?
okay.
Because...
This is... What's this?
Regardless of why it's designed to look like the conductor aboard.
Have you ever heard of something called a red herring?
I see.
That's just in case you didn't realize the ingenuity.
I see. Thank you for your keen insight.
You don't have to play along.
This notice.
That sounded like a story from...
This is so her stuff. Doesn't look like there are any more clues.
Next, should we pin down the identity of the perpetrator? Lefton, that guy lost his hand. Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the... I remember this one best.
Why don't we flip the question and start by asking who couldn't be the murderer?
If If you put it like that, then do you... So, I remember this one? Oh, is that so? 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 So, left in. Oh, is that so? Oh. Oh. Is... So, who... Remember Jongshan's face was... Oh. Is that so? Oh. Is... Oh. Is... Oh.
Poor guy. That would suggest...
So, who exactly left in that... Oh.
Based on the bailiff's statement, left in suspicion...
By process of elimination...
Please begin your investigation.
The murderer is...
Huh? The next puzzle?
Looks like the key to winning lies not in the puzzle itself.
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool?
That's exactly what I plan on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an overall principle behind the behavior. Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle. I hope this time we can get ahead of the Bloodhound family.
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
I told you, it's purely out of a spirit of competitiveness. And as a memo keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
Whoa, this place is a complete mess.
Oh, Detective Black Swan and Detective...
We don't know what we'd do without your help.
Why are you talking?
Is there something wrong with the way we are...
Oh, of course not.
Huh.
Let's discuss this difficult...
Her again? Sparkle.
Oh, for the laughter. If you... Miss, after a long time, there were 3 suspects on...
Our old friend.
It's not just to age.
Miss Sparkle is so...
Based on surveillance footage, witness...
You're too...
Oh, for the laughter.
Detective Black Swan, Let me introduce the idea. First of all, is the shop next up. Finally, there is the gambler Jean. That's all the information we have.
Sorry to interrupt your dreamscape, but don't worry.
First of all, is the shopkeep. Next up, finally, there is the gambler Jean.
Enjoy Clocky's pizza. Every second.
There's an accounting book line.
On the...
This Chen... And there's the...
That skit before said that the...
The tag on the...
That's not how... So,
Miss Sparkle...
she doesn't want to distract our investigation? mechanical stool that seems quite...
The footprints, which are
Perhaps it's just that this... What's that?
Mr. Sampo.
Somebody...
Even among the fools.
Have you dealt with...
No, only
This...
Open it up and take a look.
There's a ring.
Because this ring was...
In the victim's mouth.
Hey, there's something engraved inside. That should be it. Let's head out.
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective, but
Have you found out who the killer is?
just some shallow intuition. Anyway,
Oh, for the laughter! Didn't think I'd be see...
pretty much.
You live up to your reputation.
This guy...
Then go ahead. Who is the... Good. Then let us appreciate your powers. Have you saw this guy? Zhongshan is a cart.
This ring is a piece of evidence.
That's right. What would a penniless wretch of a gambler like Zhongshan be doing? He'd stolen Lefton's tie and was just about to get away when he saw Miss Sparkle. Who could have known that Miss Sparkle would end up swallowing that ring? All Zhongshan could do was use the tie in his hand to try and What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective...
Is something wrong here?
As you can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence points to are not mutually exclusive. Mr. Assistant Detective, please feel free to point...
Ah, I see. Sheriff, the murderer...
Correct, Detective Sampo! I never thought you'd be able to...
Sheriff, the murderer is...
Yes! For the laughter! How did I fail to realize this?
Dead. Right from the start, there was no murderer!
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius? How could...
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a puzzle where every single answer...
I take it so seriously! Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius! If it's a challenging puzzle you want, please go up anyway. Since our genius detective Black Swan has cracked the case...
So that's it? This is just going to...
Then I wish you both the best. Oh, yes, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you...
Become part of the family.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now? Just keep getting led around by her?
Miss Black Swan, Mr. Sampo, you're finally here. A murder in a locked room has left us all...
As expected, enough.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle. The butler, Zhongshan, said that the door was locked from him. As soon as I heard, I knew something. The room was covered in spattered. Thinking quickly, I grabbed the artist besides us and Zhongshan, the butler. Left in the cook.
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is now... Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart...
Wait!
No cheating! No, I...
Let's go. Can't.
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up, Miss Spark. Ding-a-ling. To look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it? Also, if you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with a puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. The master genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
There's no weird sweet...
Hey! Dear Memo, I didn't expect you to skip. Listen up. What
No murder case that's...
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy.
Seeing as you're right here in front of me like this,
Womp womp. Wrong answer. The correct answer is Sparkle. When sleepy in the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs about so naturally. She's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon.
What the heck was that?
what a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, see?
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
What do you want to know?
Ill fate is said. Tough luck running into me. Here. Time fresh.
Destiny isn't chosen.
Ill tidings manifest. Just a little something. Thanks a lot. Ill fate is said. You can't run.
What do you want to know?
Ill tidings manifest.
Huh? Holy smoke! Huh? No voices?
Wait. Something's off.
How is this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape? You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the remembrance had... Oh, I understand. You refused to let me go because you...
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. There's no need to take such great pains. If you just... You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another...
This? If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence. Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard.
The hint for the final question was...
Oh, you mean the locked room murder?
all the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put in. The key to solving the puzzle lay in 2 pieces of information put forward by the detective. Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw 2 conclusions. But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery. That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone, the answer is simple. At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tended to, and so, when he learned this piece of information, that's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible. To confirm whether, of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer, which means it's you, Mr. Sampo.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the truth does not lie.
Exquisite reasoning, and very close to the truth.
Another answer?
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom using red paint. Was not the murderer.
What a pity, such a pity. My dear, Miss Sparkle's body. Sparkle was disguised as... Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body even...
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appears...
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo, then?
Beautiful lady. I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you take memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me?
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly?
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take... If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather the one who hired you to come to Penacony probably does.
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch
Memo Keeper. Did you think...
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That it? Let's go, Sampo.
This is Bellabog, right?
I said, why not? Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sight.
What a special dream this has been. That's the end of Miss. I also found this dream. So, if we meet again, I noticed that the things in our dreams cannot be trusted.
Really? I wouldn't do anything to her.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out. Shouldn't you give my mask back?
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, third barrel on the left. You never saw me. But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Urello 6.
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. That really makes sense. Sometimes even an old-timer like me feels like taking the stage.
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who values friendship highly.
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks isn't something old Semper. Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
Fine, I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it. Why so